What's going on? Coming to you live from inside a hurricane. It's Beowulf. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good Monday. My Monday is the start into a hurricane, and I think the hurricane is overhead as we speak. So I was gonna open the garage, let some air in here, but I'm afraid I might be blown away. Let's see what's going on. Chris said, "What's up, man? What's going on, brother?" I'm just trying to, look. They just moved this from like a tropical storm to a hurricane, so hopefully nothing really bad gets it. I think the most thing is worrying about is tornadoes. There's no basements in the South, so if a tornado comes, I mean, there's nothing you can do. I mean, I guess you can go in the shower and go in the bathtub. It's all right. Mitchell said, "What's up, bro? What's going on, brother?" Patrick said, "What's good, my guys? How's the weather?" Man, it's crazy. Bates said, "How do you feel?" Man, I've been just a lot of people might know, and I haven't been feeling good for the last couple of days. And I don't know what's wrong with me. I kind of lost like taste in my mouth. I had problems smelling stuff yesterday. Like I couldn't smell anything, and then I could smell stuff today, and then today, or I can smell stuff today, but yesterday I couldn't. And I had a bad headache, and I just feel like really, 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 really tired. Patrick said in Maryland, so this should be over us tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's still not all here. It takes a while. Bates says, like squad, where's all it at? Let's get this ball rolling. Yeah, definitely hit that like button. That really helps the videos. When you watch the videos, the more likes we get, it's better traffic the videos get. And I really appreciate that whole. If you guys could do that, I don't ask much, but that would be pretty nice. Joshua said, "Get well soon." Yeah, I hopefully. Make a long story short, Ragna had got an infection with her ears being cropped, so I had to get her to the vet today. And when I had to go back to get her, I was almost falling asleep at the wheel. I was really, really. I just got super, super drowsy. I've been getting decent sleep, but when you got two puppies, man, no sleep. Yeah, I was just, but I was a little late to this because I figured it'd get more people in it before just starting. Because I've seen other live streams that people kind of get in a little later and they're kind of seeing live. So sometimes they didn't hear our question and stuff. So I figured it'd be in a little later just to make sure we had enough people going in it, going strong and then moving it. That's why. So I guess I'm cool. Breaking news with Kawasaki when they're going to be releasing the 2021. I found that out today. And also too, the new merch should be on for sure. The hats will be up tomorrow. I know for sure I'll have the hats up no matter what tomorrow. And then I got this is one of the new shirts too. And yeah, so there's a bunch of new Yamaha stuff. GP 1800R merch. Justin asks, any thoughts on the 2021 Yamaha's media release scheduled for August 12th? Yeah. I'm in a few little talks with Yamaha, waiting to hear back from them with that, because this year's media thing, it's going to be all videos for the dealers. It's not like they're actually going somewhere to see it all. So so it kind of, for sure there's some new somebody got an issue. Who's this guy coming in here acting like, man? You're gonna be trolling and stuff. You're gonna be. I'm gonna say goodbye to you, buddy. Yeah. So, kind of what's going on with Yamaha is for sure there has to be a new stand-up coming out. Whatever the rumors are, I've heard a bunch of stuff. I mean, realistically, you don't know what it's going to be until it comes out. Like for example, last year for 2020, Sea-Doo did all this hype on Instagram, and really nothing came out. And I'm really hoping that Yamaha has some cool stuff because definitely they come out with a newer, cooler GP 1800R. Definitely, I'm gonna put my Yamaha up for sale and get that. So I was just thinking about that today. I was like, I don't want to sell it. I don't have that. It's not that many hours on it. I was like, oh man, but it's what you got to do, I guess. So they got the media thing coming up. So what's going on with the news with Kawasaki that I found out uh, is they're going to have their official press release of what their 2021s are in September. So we're going to basically get Yamaha, whatever they got coming out. Then we're going to have Kawasaki and into that mix whenever Sea-Doo is coming out. Now, Mitchell said, no, keep the GP. It's great. Definitely. If they come out with a better GP 1800R that's actually something different than graphics, I might get it. Joshua asked, what model is your Hellcat? I had a Hellcat Challenger, but I don't have it anymore. And I actually, good thing too, I got my Jeep SRT back today. They had a front and rear seal on the transmission that went bad. And yeah, I got it today back, and it drives really, really nice. I'm really, really happy. Man, I tell you, I was driving like a Chrysler 300, nothing wrong with those. And man, getting back in my Jeep SRT, it's like, man, I miss that thing really badly. Here's Bait. He wants to roll the ball with the Sea-Doo stuff. Man, I gotta at least crack this garage. I'm getting already hot. That's I already know what the temperature is outside, but I'm gonna hopefully crack the garage a little bit, just to let some air in here, and so I don't like burn up. It's humid in here. Give me 1 second. Perfect. Perfect. We got a good wind, good breeze coming in now. Now we're all good. Now we're all good. Now I'm not feeling like I'm. Mitchell asked, "What's it after the top loader intake rate for the GP?" So I'm installing a Riva Racing battery in it. They have so it's a sealed battery instead of vented battery. The ones with the vented one, I've seen photos online where people have had like acid damage from the outside of the paint. So that's why I'm switching to a sealed battery. And Riva Racing sells one, so I just picked that up. So it's going to be the intake rate, and then the battery for that. And then I got these side pieces from Jet Trim that go on the ankle mats. I'm going to install those, and then I'm doing a new seat. Jet Trim sending me some samples. I'm doing a different seat on it, and then I'm waiting on this one company doing custom graphics on it. So there's some fair amount of stuff going on with the Yamaha. SS 321 Chevy S. I'm looking to get my first jet ski. Do you think the price difference is worth it between a 2007 RXT 15 and a 2011 RXTX? I think a lot of it is you got to look and see what's available. I mean, to talk prices first, some of those I don't even know what they're selling for. Search like Facebook Marketplace, see what's out there. And then Bait asks, where's the Wave Blaster? There's none for sale in my area anymore. There were some nice ones, and I kind of snoozed and lose. on it. There's a couple in some other areas that I'm eyeing, but I'm trying to figure it all out. What I'm doing. I'm really first Sea-Doo RX-PX has to sell. Then I'm figuring out what is new coming out, and then deciding if I want what's new coming out that I actually want to own it. And then it's kind of making the whole plan of what's going on. So I don't even to be honest, I don't even have my mind up. Might change my mind last minute, be like, oh no, I don't want to get that. I want to get this. Parker Whirl said, do you remember how hard it is to install a free flow exhaust on a 2018 RX TX 300? It's pretty easy. I have a whole install video of how to do that. So check it out. It's under the how-tos. And it's pretty easy to do. Let me scroll up. I don't want to make sure I'm missing nobody's. If people ask like personal things, I'm not going to answer. I think it's kind of rude. Just saying. That's just my 2 cents. I'm out here. I mean, I'll tell so much, but some stuff, man, I like to keep my personal life pretty personal. That's just my opinion. Mitch just said, should I buy a free flow exhaust by Amazon because it's way cheaper than Riva and it works the same as the Riva Racing one, right? But there's one I think Work Racing makes. Look, kind of do your research before buying stuff. I mean, I know a lot of stuff Riva makes is really nice stuff. It's you don't want to buy something and wish you didn't buy it. Joshua asked, do you ever have any problems with any of your sensors on your Sea-Doo? Nope, no issues. Marky asked, what's up, brother? What's going on? What's going on, man? I know put in a stage 1 kit, Miami, FX, SVHO, very happy. Hope all is well, man. Good. Nice to see you got some stuff done to it. Somebody asked, what's your favorite key? I have to say, that's a good question. Everybody asked that, and that's a good question. So I really like my GP 1800R. I really like my SXR 1500. The hard thing is I've not been feeling too well, so I haven't done a lot of riding. I was going to try going riding yesterday, and I was just like, I was getting ready to connect the trailer, and I'm just like, I'm just not feeling it today. I was too drained out. And plus it was a weekend. I don't like to ride on the weekend. It's just too crazy, and I try to avoid going on the weekend just to make it a little bit easier. Joshua asked, do you know anything about a camshaft sensor? I've never heard of. Man, I don't know what you mean, like of them going bad. Usually any of that, like you have a check engine light or any of that, you got to figure out what the problem is. There's not like one thing happens to all of them. Pate said, who TH disliked? Yeah, if there's that, I'm telling you, there's some like troll that comes on here every video, watches everyone, and dislikes it, man. It's kind of funny. The funny thing is, the person who disliked, I know who it is. And should I give out their info? Should I? Mitchell asked, can we go on a jet ski ride one day? Yeah. If it's in my area, there might be one planned road trip, but I mean, who knows what's all going on. Man, you can really hear that wind coming through here. I barely had the garage cracked, and it's like you can feel a breeze coming through here. It's pretty crazy. Parker asked, is there any YouTubers that you watch for fun? I don't watch any jet ski YouTube videos. I really don't watch like car stuff. I like watching. It might sound really boring. I like watching educational stuff. Like there's one called Dark Docs, I think, and it's a bunch of like declassified military stuff. I find that stuff like super interesting. To me, that's like I like watching stuff like that. I like history, cool history stuff. I like watching that kind of like news stuff, because especially what's all going on right now, it's like I really like to be knowing what's all going on in the world and stuff. So it's kind of stuff like that, or stuff with movies, movie news, and stuff like that. Kind of exactly opposite of what I do. I just like to watch like people going to theme parks and stuff like that. I think it's kind of interesting. I like to know what's new going on, and I'm upset about Halloween Horror Nights, so it's kind of cool seeing what's going on in the theme parks and stuff. Ooh, man. All right. Bates going into a subject we shouldn't get into. A couple of people said I should have talked about that stuff, so I don't know if I should talk about it anymore. Uh, Bates is I hear no wind. Yeah, because it's crazy. Is this I don't want to call it webcam, whatever it is. I mean, it has really good mic on it, so I think it only picks up sound close by. It doesn't pick up outside noise. Like I can feel a breeze. Like it kind of feels like you have like a fan on you or something like that. It's actually it's kind of nice actually. Joshua asks if you don't mind me telling, where do you normally go, or do you go to different places? Well, I pretty much right at Myrtle Beach, north of Myrtle Beach. That kind of area is kind of where I go. If there's what's all going on. I try not traveling super far because it's time consuming, and I normally when it's like summer, I should be almost riding every single day. And with having the poison ivy I had, I'm still getting over that stuff too, which is totally mind blowing. And yeah, I try to ride up a lot, and it's just recently I've been just not doing too good. Uh, Snick asked, "You going to jump some hurricane waves?" I actually was debating about going today. Earlier was somewhat nice, but my dog had to have her surgery again to put her stitches back in. So that was like a no go. And then there was scattered lightning and stuff. When there's lightning, you shouldn't be on a jet ski, period. I don't care what's going on. Lightning is, and it's crazy too. It's like, I got like, I say this all the time. I got a lightning app, and it's crazy. You could be clear out, and a storm could be 30 miles away, and lightning could still hit where you're at. Something to really be paying attention to. Uh, Bates at Myrtle Beach is a UFO hotspot. Spooky. There is a lot of stuff seen off. Sure, it's not. If you Google it, it's actually kind of crazy. And there's like, yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff. Well, there's a fair amount of. The Myrtle Beach Airport used to be a military base, and there is always fighter planes flying in, marine helicopters. I forgot what they're called. I think it's the Osprey. It's like kind of a plane helicopter thing. Those things flying all the time. And then there's a military base in. Oh, now you can hear the storm really picking up in North Carolina. So there's all different type of stuff flying in. I know last year they were doing test runs, landing with Air Force One, doing because the airport's short, and they were doing like, well, it's not Air Force One unless the president's there. But I mean, that's kind of, I find that kind of cool. I think that's kind of neat that like this little airport has a lot of stuff going on. Bait asked, do you go to air shows? Um, yeah, there was a man. There's been a couple here that was pretty cool. I wish I went to, but definitely it'd be something I want to look at. Joshua asked, do you do anything besides coming on here? If you don't mind me asking, a big thing I've been doing. I forgot to talk about this the last live stream. So I recently, 2 months ago, I think it's 2 months ago, I picked up a Sony PlayStation 4, and then literally a couple of weeks ago, I picked up their VR headset. Mind exploding. I'm telling you, it is the coolest thing. I was playing last night this game where they have you have like a gun, and then it's pretty cool. It's pretty realistic. I mean, I'm like ducking down low, hiding behind a crate, and it's a lot of fun. So I've been playing that. I usually play that a little later at night, because then when the puppies are kind of sleeping, I don't have to worry about them like chewing the cord or something when I got this thing on. And I've been playing like cool. They got an Ace Combat. They got like Creed, where it's like a boxing game. It's a lot of fun. So that's kind of what I've been doing at night. It's like my go-to fun thing, man. Get the VR headset on, have some fun. Picked up Dune VR. That was pretty cool. But there's one game, awesome. I got like some one where you're in space and like you got aliens flying at your face. It's pretty wild, surreal. Mitchell says, never tried to ride a stand-up. I would love to try. Looks like fun. Yeah, it's it's definitely different. I find it real exciting to go on, and I like that it's something challenging. And it's every time you go on it, you learn and get better and better. Sometimes like the sit downs, it's kind of anybody could technically get on it. Once you start ripping it, like if you watch the last video I did with my Sea-Doo, I was really ripping around the intercoastal waterway, and you couldn't do that with a stock one. Let alone you have to have like the more aggressive sponses. You need a grippy seat. You got to hold on for dear life. You can go flying off. Tim asks, big fan. Have you seen this Sea-Doo GTX 2020 YouTube video? Assuming this is just a delivery, but interesting to see if they're starting to deliver model year and select dealers. So Tim, I seen that in some feed, and that's that person's like, that's not legit. That's just somebody trying to get views with it. There is no way. So like, for example, like I said this in my last live stream by Yamaha. So what's going on with Yamaha? So they're going to start production at the end of this month. Before they even hit out the 2021 models, they have to catch up with their 2020 inventory. So first production going out is 2020s. To get to dealers before the 2021s. So like right now, the plant, I'm pretty positive from this article I saw, Fortune 500 magazine with the president of BRP, the plant in Mexico has been like open and closing on and off. And I think it's like, how would anybody have, first off, what doesn't make any sense, how would a dealer have a 2021? And Sea-Doo hasn't even announced it. It's not like they had some big dealer meeting. It's basically going to be some like video. If that's it. That's what like the Yamaha press meeting they got early in the morning, and I think it's pre-done videos that they can log into and watch. And by 2 o'clock, I think it's Eastern time is when the public sees what's going on. So like, no dealers are going anywhere. I think that's a really clickbait video. Probably that's better than saying lying. It's very deceiving. Basically, with that, I think I seen that. I was actually going to comment on that because I thought like that's some messed up stuff to be trying to claim you got something. It's what the guy got is a 2020 model that a dealer just pulling his leg, making him think like he's getting the newest thing, but he doesn't. The problem is that person who did that video, they don't know a lot about jet skis. I mean, he'd first know he shouldn't have bought a CD GTX. That's just me. I had to say one thing. I'm gonna say one thing, and then the Sea-Doo jokes are over because I seen this today and I had to share it. Right, so I'm not gonna be in hating mode of Sea-Doo. So this would be an RXTX, not RXPX. This is the footwell from your Pally plastic hulls. Look at this. I can't even. It doesn't even. Here, let's get it. Look at it. It's like cracked. Where your feet go. What the heck? That is an RXTX. And I saw it today, and I don't. Let me try zooming in. Maybe this will make it easier. Look at that. That's a hole in the hull. A hole. How are you going to fix that? Man, I hope that guy got insurance. And it's like, I see that stuff, and I'm just like, when I see that stuff, I think to myself and go, oh, I'm so grateful I sold my RXTX. Like, extremely grateful. Snick asks, have you ever put your SXR in surf? I don't want to go in the ocean with that at all. Right now, I have a steel trailer. I really don't want to wreck it. And the trailer I'm using is a 1999 trailer, so it's old. And I'm looking to get a Triton wave trailer for it soon, and then sell my brother my trailer, or keep the trailer, because the majority of these wave blasters I see for sale don't have trailers. So I don't know. I might sell it to him. I don't know. but I want to get a different trailer. So from what I've read, a lot of stuff with people online, everybody who's really jumping waves with that, for some reason they have stuff disconnects and the ski stops working and you got to figure it all out. And that ski, you can't work on it when you're, you can't pop the cover off when you're in the water. So I just like to have the thing be reliable. You make it back home one piece. Bates said twin turbo SXR. Ideas are forming. If they could fit, it's a 4-cylinder, man. Twin turbo, man. Single turbo, but there could be any room. You couldn't even fit the 310R engine in there, supercharged. But that'd be too scary. Let's see. Patrick said, dude, I saw that picture. Does that guy have a wooden peg leg? I see stuff like that, and it's like, that stuff is crazy. And I tell people all the time, that's where like people really want to hype the new RXPX coming out, and I guarantee it's going to be that poly haul. Like, no thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Mitchell said, or Michael, sorry, I keep on saying Michael. Just bought me the work sponsons from Miami SHO. Will it really help in tracking in the ocean from the current pulling the tail and back and forth? Try the different modes. There should be 3 different settings on that. And kind of see what it is. I mean, I like to ride everything super aggressive, but you need to have the grippy seat and all that. Otherwise, it'll be so much grip, it'll just fly you right off like a rag doll. So kind of just play around with it and be safe out there. You don't want to get hurt out there. Joshua asked, have you ever done tubing with any of your skis? I wanted to buy a tube and pull my brother around in the ocean, and he was too scared to do it. If you look back, there's an older video from last year, and we're out there in sunset in the ocean, and there was like this big boat pulling these girls on the back of this tube out in the middle of the ocean, right at dusk. This is like, I've seen great white sharks there, and I go chasing after this boat, making the shark sign. Like, dude, get these people out of the water. Like, what are you thinking? Like, what are you thinking? Like, you're like being a fisherman with people in the bag. Not too intelligent. My brother keeps on bragging that he goes surfing at night. I personally, in my opinion, you shouldn't go in the ocean at night at all. With current, I don't care how good of a swimmer you are, people will be hard to find you, and we don't have a life vest. It's not intelligent. And not, I think, joking around, but my brother might be the one with a wooden peg leg who keeps playing those games. I don't think it's smart. But he's adult. He can make his own decisions. But I don't think that's too wise. Too wise. I would not. I don't approve of that. I think it's not too smart. Bates said water bottle haul. Nick said they should have left the poly crap on the Spark. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And there was like a couple of people that were trying to argue with me about how the RXT haul is made. And I'm like, dude, why would you make up something like that? And you do all the research, it's what it is. I mean, there's parts inside that are fiberglass, but not the full haul. Beta asks, how are the doggos? They're doing good. Willie's doing good. Pike's doing good. Cash is doing good. Ragna's doing better now. Yeah, so they're doing all good. Doing all good. Hope you're doing good too. Patrick said, I hate doing night search patterns for people swimming, getting lost off beaches at night. Yeah, my brother does that, and I don't. He swims out. He told me he swims this island that I don't think it's an island, but who really cares? And he says he swims out there at night. This like huge jetty swimming across to go there, and I'm like, dude, man, we got alligators, we got sharks, poisonous snakes. You could be on this little island, you get bit by a poisonous snake, and you don't got a lot of time. I don't know. I just don't he forgets he lives down south. This isn't like the Midwest where maybe you got a muskie worrying about. Well, the crazy thing my mom was telling me too, kind of not where I was jet skiing when I went up to Illinois, but somebody let go in I think it was a pond or a lake somewhere up in Chicagoland area, an alligator. So when I was in the video joking around about the alligators, it could be there and somebody lets go their pet. I think it was a 4-foot gator in some water. Kind of crazy. Interesting fact too. Give a shout out to my mom. She does genealogy, and she found out last night that my dad's side, from like I think my dad was telling me 2,500 years ago. That this is how crazy they can trace back ancestors. Blows my mind. In Finland, my dad's side is from royal blood of like the royal crown of Finland. So technically, I'm royalty. It's kind of crazy. It blows my mind. Michael said, I ride with my wife on the back most of the time. Not too worried about aggressive turning unless I'm by myself. I'm hoping the sponsor will help straight cruising with my wife. Yeah, definitely. If you put in the most aggressive section, it's gonna carve a lot deeper. So I wouldn't suggest that kind of setting with a person. Like I said, you got to go out there and play around with all the different settings. Like, I think you got like 3 or 4 different settings on that. Oh, my contacts are just killing me right now. Josh was asking about a person. I don't know who that is. Basically, why do boaters hate jet skiers? I think it's a hit or miss between both. I think the problem with boaters, they just like to have the whole thing. It's probably more like, why do fishermen hate jet skiers? That's probably like the more the thing who hates who. Joshua says it's a lake. Lake. Oh, have you heard of Lake Paul Wallace in Bensonville, South Carolina? No, I've never heard of it. So yeah, boaters, it's like a hit or miss. The problem is, like I've said this in the past, when a boat's moving fast, it's up like this. And a jet ski is normally like in an angle where you're still seeing stuff. So, you got to worry about those people, especially if people have been drinking and stuff. All right, so things like that. You got to be real careful because they're not all there. And you got to remember, it's not like a car. You can't stop real fast. Now, you can tell it's windy when you can see that tree in the background, right? Right there, man. It's just blowing around. It's kind of crazy. Like, I think I've been through a lot of hurricanes, and I don't know. I don't really get that worried. I'm usually always prepared, anyways. Basic, I see a light vest. I don't even know. I don't know if I got any in here. I might have an old. I might have an old one in here. That's about it. Yeah, that's one of the old Jet Tribe ones. I don't think you can buy this one anymore. This is one of our older ones from a couple of years ago. I think it's the only one because it's the last one I wore when I went out riding my Sea-Doo. Michael asks, they hate they bought a boat for $150,000 and $15,000 jet ski flies by them. I agree that too. But out here we got some like really fast cigarette boats, man. That like you can spend all the money you want on a jet ski, you still can't catch them. And it's scary fast. Snickcast, were you in front of the South Pawleys Inlet near the beginning of the lockdown? I don't know. I don't think so. The Bates said he likes the handles on the side of the life vest. All of them had that really cool handles, and it's really nice. They have a really cool Jet Tribe has a really cool dog life vest, and actually Pike is their model for their life vest. I thought that was pretty cool. Old Pike, man, he's Still doing work. John says you've been there for 2 years. Could not have been through too many hurricanes. I think I've been through at least 6 or something. It was Hurricane Florence is the worst. It's not how bad the storm was. It was just all the flooding afterwards. They had all these text alerts today telling you to have like 3 days worth of food and water and medicine and money and all that kind of stuff. I don't. Who knows how bad it's going to be? Patrick said, living in Miami for 6 years, it goes both ways. Dummies and boats, dummies on skis. It's like bikers versus cars. All groups got their idiots, unfortunately. That is true. Robert asked, Sea-Doo or Yamaha? That's a good question. Here, how about we could do the best with I am Beowulf merch? We got the hats. We could do, who is it? Sea-Doo versus Yamaha. Yeah, it's funny that the haters are hating. My last video, I stated facts about the GPS on the Sea-Doo, and there was like the haters hating, thinking like they knew about the GPS, and it's like a military GPS. It's the most accurate. Michael said he's wearing a GP 1800 hat. Laugh a lot. I think that answers that question. But I have the we can switch it. How about this? This would be like really awkward walking out. Be like, hey, yeah, check out the merch, guys. I got Yamaha. Oh man, woo! Man, you see that? Oh man, it sounds like the garage door was gonna fly off. Hey man, I got the GP 1800R merch with the Arts PX hat on Beowulf.com. I left this hat from the last streams out here. The boss is the Yamaha lasts longer. Somebody I think is speaking a language I don't understand, so I can answer your question, bud. I don't have a translator. Yeah, boss is all around places of the Yamahas. Pretty much, and I think too some of those manufacturers they have deals when people are getting the rentals because I don't think they buy them all. I think they get like special pricing or like special financing on all that because you got to think if somebody is buying a bunch of those, it's a big amount of money. They said, "Oh my God, TF are the 3 dislikes haters do be mad though." Yeah, there's since like I mean I wouldn't make up something. I see this stuff and I just talk about it and people are like pissed and upset. Man, I can't control what's going on. Yell at the person who posted stuff, and I run across seeing it. I see it, I'm like, that'd be a good in the live stream to share. I should have like a what do you call it? In my photos, like a folder where it's all these photos because I'm gonna get so many I won't even be able to find them all. Patrick asked the new COD season hyped about it. It looks pretty cool. It looks like they're gonna have tanks finally in it. And it looks like a train. Man. I finished. I've completed all the seasons. First, second, third, fourth. I just finished the fourth today, which I was glad. I was getting a little worried. It was down. It was not. I'm playing a lot of different games. So, like a long story made short, I have a Xbox One X. A month ago, I got the black screen of death. Stopped working. I luckily had a warranty. I sent it back. I have gotten no updates. They got it. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know when I'm getting it. And then luckily, you can play Warzone for free. and I could sign into my account and play it on my PlayStation. So I'm happy. Bases Halo Infinity. Woohoo! It looks pretty cool. I don't know if like I'm gonna buy like any of the new systems because it's just I don't really think there's a lot of games out there. So like I don't feel I have to rush. But yet my Xbox is the warranty's almost up, so I might just buy it and sell my Xbox. I don't know. Robert asked, "Do you prefer riding solo or with other skis?" It's kind of what's ever in my schedule. The hard thing now, especially now having puppies, getting out riding, I'm feeling good. It's kind of whatever it's in my mix. A couple of the videos when you see my brother in there, I'm sitting there waiting for him to get off of work, and then we barely have any lights. So uh, the hard thing is just a lot of times I like to ride during the week, so that's when a lot of people aren't riding. It's kind of where I like going out there. So the cool thing, I got this really cool package coming from Jet Tribe tomorrow. I was supposed to come today, but got delayed because of the hurricane, and it's some really epic stuff going to be on the channel. That's in this, like, it's going to be some big time, serious, cool stuff that Jet Tribe is sending me that I bought, and it's really, really cool. You guys will be like mind blowing, like nobody's doing that. Again, it's Henry. You're speaking a language, man. I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Um, Steve asks, "Is the GP jump waves pretty good?" Yeah, I try to avoid going jumping like really high in the waves. You got to remember these halls are either like you got Sea-Doo, it's poly, it's plastic, or you got fiberglass and stuff like that. And you got to think like it even says it in your owner's manual not to do stuff like that for a reason. So I mean, you wreck your motor mounts and all that kind of stuff. So all my skis, I like to have fun and rip it, but I like to go fast turning, which will not wreck anything, but jumping huge waves, I just don't really. It's not for me. I don't like wrecking my stuff. I like to have I like to have it when I have a piece of equipment. It works all the time. It's reliable to me, and whenever I decide I want to sell it, when I sell it, it's a reliable ski to the next person getting it. I don't like to beat on my stuff and wreck stuff. It's not me. Patrick said rode down in Charleston maybe 2 months ago. Really enjoyed exploring this area on the ski. That's cool. Henry said Sea-Doo GS Rotec 1998. Uh, Patrick asked, "What other games do you enjoy?" So I beat Last of Us Part One and Part Two, and it's crazy because I bought online Part One, but I started playing halfway through Part Two before I played Part One, and once Part One got to me, then I stopped. Jump back had huge spoilers. I'm like, wow, that tells what the ending of the first game is going to be real quick, and yeah, I like that a lot. And I've just been playing a lot of VR stuff. I really digging the VR stuff. Uh, Bait can translate the guy's language he's speaking. Uh, Yosavani, I hope that's saying that right. If I'm not, sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Was it hard to install the intake rate for the GP? Well, you got to move it way farther back on your trailer because you got to lower your, if you watch the video, first watch the video. But you got to pull it back a lot because you got to loosen the bolts on um, the ride plate. There's a lot of stuff. You got to move it way far back. If you're not familiar with doing that stuff and you're kind of worried it might fall off the trailer, leave it to the professionals. Henry now converted what he's asking. Hi, I'm from Brazil. I figured that was Brazil. I have a Sea-Doo GS 720. I'm using Google Translate, so it's good for maneuvers. Yes, if I'm saying it, I must be saying it right. It's not. You got it. You can call me Geo. All right. I hope I got it. I'm not trying to upset nobody. Uh, uh, Beowulf, what's your favorite food? That's a good question. It's really goofy about me. So I get in this thing where like I like to eat one thing all the time. All the time. I'll have it every day for lunch or every day for dinner. And then my body just goes, I don't want to eat that kind of stuff anymore. And I just stop eating it. So I try to change it up. You see a lot of seafood and I'm not so much. I don't know what I'd say my favorite food is. I can't have a lot of dairy products. I've been having like a treat. Ben and Jerry's, what is it? Not dairy, it's the soy milk. Soy milk? Almond milk? Soy milk? Almond milk? One of the two. Non-dairy ice cream. It's pretty nice. The cherry Garcia. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I switch up. I like lobster. I don't really eat a lot of beef anymore. I don't know. I kind of just change it up. And the hard thing is when you go to the grocery store, you can't. I'm not a picky eater. I really like shrimp tacos. Oh yeah, or sushi. Man, no, take it back. I probably think my favorite thing to eat is sushi. There's some really good sushi restaurants around here, and they do have some lobster sushi that is like. It's just way too expensive. It's on my budget to eat that kind of stuff. It's like a special treat, special occasion meal or something. It's so expensive to go eat. Some of these sushi places, you figure sushi's cheap. Some of them, they're just a little too costly that I could see like you have this huge bill and I'm like, man, I got to spend that and eat for like a couple of weeks off of that for just one meal. It's not worth it. It's just not for me. I like to always think the long term of what's going on to survive in life, you know? Michael said it's all about how you land the skis. Steve, I jump almost every time. I have an 09 FX land tail in the water first, and I'm smacking the hull on the water belly flap. Well, like you look at a lot of the people professionally racing, it doesn't matter what brand it is, and they're really beating those things, and they crack holes all the time. It doesn't matter what brand it is. So to me, I'd rather play it safe. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't even want to risk it. I mean, I've seen some like silly stuff that happen to people. I mean, I go pretty fast in the ocean. Probably the more thing when I'm in the ocean, I like to move pretty quick out there. So I have like a rhythm. It's kind of a throttle rhythm that I move fast. Like I'd rather move fast in the ocean than be sitting there jumping some waves. And usually the hard time everybody rides with me in the ocean, I don't care who it is. I usually just leave them so much because I move so quick in there, more than normal people can go. So it's kind of to me. I'm just sitting there waiting. Like I took last year, I took a video of my dad riding, and I turned around. I'm like, where did my dad even go? I couldn't even see him. It's like, man, I'm just waiting for a shark to come get me or something. Gio said, I have a question. So I was planning to reflash my 2019 Yamaha GP 1800R, but people have told me it will mess up the engine. Is that true? Well, it rises a higher RPM. If you're not careful with it, you can wreck stuff. If you have a warranty on your ski, I'd be careful what you do. For example, let's bring out something because we're kind of on that subject. I'll have to kind of see it. I'm not trying to start stuff. I'm just physically seeing it. I'll bring it up to talk about it. So if anybody have talked about like intercoolers, and we've talked about this before, like Riva Racing makes intercoolers. You got Work Racing making intercoolers. You got the Fizzle intercooler, right? And nothing against Fizzle. I think the guy has nice stuff. The only question I have with it is he did buy a 2020 Yamaha GP 1800R, and he's never, ever installed his intercooler that he sells. That'd be like me saying I sell I'm Beowulf merch, but I never put the merch on. I'm coming out and wearing other people's stuff. You know, that'd be like kind of like, well, what's the deal? Why would I buy something from you if you're not even using it? And he's never installed his intercooler in his ski. And he actually has it for sale right now, which I don't know why. Maybe he just doesn't want to jet ski anymore. I don't know. It's none of my business. But when I saw that, and I've never seen him install his intercooler, and you're like called Fizzle intercoolers, wouldn't you stick intercooler in your ski? Is it because he knows it'll avoid his warranty? That's why he's not putting it in there. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I saw that, and I actually just saw that last night. And I'm thinking to myself, and I said it to somebody else, And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense because the guy posts like his ski up for sale and then takes it down. I don't know. It's just kind of freaking weird, in my opinion. Bates says, "Oh my God, 4 dislikes now. Beowulf, there are too many haters." The problem is they're not hating; they just don't like to hear the truth. The truth hurts. It hurts you. You could hit the dislike button. It does not do anything to faze me. I'm unfazed. But the truth hurts for you guys. I'm sorry. It is upset. I'm not like what I tell them it's facts, and people are all upset. It's all right. Sorry. All right. Just keep watching it. Here for the people just like here. I got some for you. Remember, you're in the Beowulf zone. You're in the Beowulf zone. Oh man, you're in my zone now, brother. John Judge said, "Man, what do you prefer, Sea-Doo or Yamaha?" Man, we're gonna go for the win for the W for Yamaha. Russell F says, "Best ski videos out there." Thanks a lot, brother. John Shelley said, "You always keep it positive, so the hate is pretty whack." Yeah, I have to tell you, because you know the thing that's funny is those comments being said. We know who the dislikers are by things I say, and if it doesn't give you out who these people are, I basically they're once they hit the dislike, they're exposing who they are, and it's like that's the fact. They're exposing themselves. They're like, "Oh, there he goes talking, hit the dislike. Whoops. They just gave away who they are." I keep it real. Bait gave $5 for the doggos. Thanks, man. So there's a money sign. You don't have to donate money, but I greatly appreciate it. The dog Bait started this, the Feed the Doggos fund. The dogs, I got 4 dogs, man. They like to eat. Willie, the funniest thing when it's time to eat, Willie acts like a rabbit. And because he gets these like huge bull terriers, like a little white rabbit. And he's hot, like flying around. When it's time to eat, he's like flying everywhere, going crazy. It's the funniest thing. Blake said, "I know you probably have answer. Why are you selling the Sea-Doo?" I'm just selling it to move into something different. Trying to keep the channel fresh. And I've had the Sea-Doo going on since 2018. So put me at what, 2 years something? Maybe 2? Well, I don't know what you consider. 20, like, I guess it'd be considered it's over 2 years now. I just want to move to something else. I don't know if it's that Sea-Doo haters or those other people that we've been giving away their identities, who they are. But I like the Sea-Doo. I like it. The RXPX is cool. Been my dream to have one since 2012. And I like to just move to something else and keep it fresh. There's a lot of new cool things coming out. So Bates says, "I started a movement. Let's go." John Judd said, "You always buy brand new skis." No. The SXR in the background, I bought it used, saved tons of money. The crazy thing, I've said this a couple times, I'll say it again, which is really cool. So the SXR has no gauges, nothing. You have to plug in a computer to see what's going on. So when you buy it, you have no clue how many hours are. I could have bought it. It could have had like 1,000 hours on it. I didn't even know. People say they only used it a couple times. They didn't even know how much they used it. I bought it, used it a couple times. They plugged in the computer because I was curious to see how many hours, and it had 5 hours. So I probably didn't even have like 4 hours when I bought it, and I saved tons of money buying it used. And then you don't have to pay the taxes too. So I have to say, sometimes buying used stuff, you get away with the taxes. Because when you buy out of state from a dealer, they try taxing you, and then it matters what the taxes are where you live. So it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of stuff to think about. So you can scroll because I'm kind of moving around, getting people all riled up. Trying to read it. Russell said 2014 Yamaha FX SVHO timing chain broke. It's a huge issue. According to the forums, it's a manufacturer defect. Any advice to get Yamaha to cover it? I don't know, man. If you don't have a warranty, good luck. They're not going to do anything. So sometimes you got to pay to play. If you don't have a warranty, and then you got to pay out of pocket. And then if that is the case and you don't know how to fix it yourself, then I would shop around to figure out what the cheapest way of getting it covered. I wouldn't go the first person. Patrick, guys, this is a good question. What would you rate your overall ownership of a Sea-Doo from 1 to 10? 10 being the greatest. The thing since sliced bread. No comment. No comment. I'll answer that in a couple of weeks. How about that? It's been like I had. Let's see. Russell said 4 to 5 grand shopped around. Yeah, then definitely. Well, for that, you'd be better off to go buy a used engine with that, or figure out how to fix it, or just sell it as is. I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Blake says I grew up with both Yamaha and Sea-Doo, and I love both of them. I don't hate on Sea-Doo. I mean, I tell people all the time. It's not like I wake up and go, oh yeah, man, Sea-Doo, man. I just see people post stuff with his issues. I like to share stuff. I mean, all these things are investments. It's not saying Yamaha doesn't have issues. It doesn't say Kawasaki doesn't have any issues. The crazy thing, I haven't had the issue, but the SXR has a huge fuel pump issue. And I think it's either people can't, it's a tight space. So I haven't been in that situation yet. But if stuff broke when you're trying to pull out the fuel pump, you'll have to, the only way to get out is like, you got to pull the engine out. And if I had to pull the engine out, I'd be like, man, I'd be pretty pissed too. So nothing's perfect. Like, for example, my Jeep SRT, I mean, the seals go out in the transmission and it doesn't even have like 60,000 miles. Yeah, I mean, that's aggravating. Is Jeep crap? Not really. But again, you're having almost a 500 horsepower Jeep in any type of high performance stuff. Man, nothing lasts forever. You know, I mean, it's part of I don't know. It's aggravating. It's fixed. Bates says you should do a full garage tour. Maybe in the future. The hard thing is if I start moving around this webcam, it's not stable like my good camera. So it's going to be like you guys are going to probably have motion sickness and start vomiting everywhere. Be like you're on a roller coaster. Like, stop moving the camera. Stop. Stop. Number guy says I love my Syncto RXTX 300. John asks, what's your favorite ski you've ever owned? Man, ever owned? That's a big decision. I have to say, I have to give a little shout out. We'll move the camera to show you. We got the Yamaha. This thing's nice. It's a grippy seat from Jet Trim. Real nice seat. And we got the RXPX. And then behind me we got the SXR 1500. So I didn't say the GP The SXR 1500. Those are by far probably they're two different riding. It's just I don't even know if you could compare them. It'd be like, I mean, I'm real curious about this 4-stroke Yamaha coming out. Man, that would be there's a comparison thing of the two. They said maybe you should buy a Yamaha FX and do a full build on it. Buy a budget ski, slowly upgrade it. Where to buy first ski? I would be engaged with your viewers. Yeah, definitely. I really want to get a vintage ski. Vintage is I like to have my own vintage ski. My brother's ski, that's on my list of stuff repairing for him. And because all this raining and stuff and a hurricane, hopefully I get some time this week. It's supposed to be like not that great of weather all week. Um, so that's what I gotta pull half the ski apart. So I'll do a whole video with that, and that's gonna be like challenging pulling half the ski apart. We got no owners, no shop manual. I've been keeping asking to give me a shop manual so I can just have something that kind of glance as reference. But yeah. Bates it, and they always ask what a good starter ski is. I always tell people the best starter ski is something like what fits in your budget, and don't buy something fast. Kind of work your way up to get ideas of how it handles. My opinion, like if you were having a performance car, right? Let's say let's talk like, for example, the Hellcat, right? Well, it has like 700 horsepower, right? So it's fast. So most people be like, oh, we got to do all those performance mods. We got to make that thing quicker. That's the first thing. And the first thing is wrong. You want to do stuff to help the handling. Put wider tires on it, stickier tires, stuff with grip, stuff to make sure when you're putting the power down, you're getting traction. The best way to get it with jet skis is we're talking intake grates, we're talking sponsons, we're talking grippy seats. That's the kind of stuff you should start with and work with that. Because once you start throwing too much power, you don't know what the handling, if you're making the ski better or worse. And the biggest thing I tell people all the time, never go and buy a bunch of parts and install them all at once. Unless you have to make everything work. Otherwise, if something goes wrong, first, you won't figure out what it is that went wrong. Second, you don't know what you improved or not improved. And that's kind of my best advice for people. Third, don't buy the fastest ski if you've not been and stuff like that. Blake says, on my CDU, it has a rebuild its engine. Russell said, I guess I'll fix out of pocket and then have to see it and replace it. Plan in October is buy a new Kawasaki 310R and either a GP or another FX SVHO. Any advice between the SVHO and GP? The crazy thing is, coming August 12th, we don't even know what's coming out. So we really can't compare things until we see maybe the GP will have some stuff that the FX has. You know, who knows? I mean, I think there could be some stuff changing. Let me grab a water real quick. I'm getting parched. I'm back. I need to get some water. Too much talking. Some number guy asked, Beowulf, you had one of those a few years ago, and because of you, I bought one. Then you changed to Yamaha. I never changed the Yamaha. My first ever jet ski was a Yamaha, so it's not changed anything. And to be honest, like if the FX SVHO was out, like the new one when I bought my RXTX, I never would have bought it. Sorry to make CD people upset. Andrew says, hi, what's up, brother? John Judge said, how quick will you buy a 2021 ski? Well, the problem is it's not like going to be in a showroom anytime soon. So I don't know. I couldn't say anything until I see it. Until I see it and make my mind up. Britt Byler said, what do you recommend for a beginner ski? Well, it matters, like, I think in your budget. You got the vintage skis. You can find those on Facebook Marketplace. Pretty good deal with trailers and all that. Kind of get your feet wet, seeing what you like. Most all those will be 2 strokes, not really 4 strokes. You can start with that, or you can start with like the mid or lower models with like the Yamaha, Kawasaki, or if you want Sea-Doo. Rob asks, what are your predictions for August 12th release? The rumor is it's called the SJ 1100 stand up. I've talked amongst people. We're all kind of agreeing upon that, if it's real or not. If it didn't happen, I'd be really hard pressed. And if it probably doesn't happen, then I'm going to go pick up the last year's model Yamaha Superjet. But I think it's going to be a real deal thing. Love the real deal. 09, love your passion. I just keep it real. There's some people who don't like the reality and real. I keep it real. If it upsets somebody, it's not like I'm intentionally doing it. It's just not everybody's going to have the exact same ski. So you'll learn with experience. The good thing with me, you're not the one that has to be going to buy. I mean, I bought like 3 Sea-Doos in 1 year. That was like, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money be thrown around with stuff like that. Patrick says, we're getting a live stream to react to the news on the 12th, I hope. Definitely. That night, I think I'm going to be doing a live stream with that and talking all about it. Britt Byler says, you need more subs. Definitely. Pass along your friends, share. The hard thing is there's some of the people in the industry, they're haters. I'm not sure why. But thanks for the love. Definitely share it. Hit the like button, share it. There's, for some reason, a couple people disliking, and they're in a hater mode. They're drinking, like I'm drinking water, and they're drinking the Haterade. They're like, hurry, get to the store. We got to get cases of the Haterade. I'm Haterading. Russell said, current models do have much of a comparison for the 310R versus the GP. I'm pretty sure I'll have one of each. I have a pair of SVHS ATM and really want to dabble into the 310 and keep the Yamaha as well. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in the works. Like I said, hopefully we got some cool things in the work. I'm going to be teaming up with Kawasaki and hopefully with Yamaha too. So there's definitely stuff in the works. And to me, to be honest, like I rather promote something that I really like. I'm not one of those fake people, like somebody pays me and then I'm going to like say, oh man, yeah, you should see what just came out with this, man. It blows everything away. And that's just not who I am. So let's see. He said Haterade. It's Chip Douglas says just joined, but did you hear that Watercraft Journal will be doing a 2021 Yami ski rebuild? Yeah, that guy is that's what I'm talking about. Somebody being paid to what to say. I won't even go there with that guy. And it's kind of funny. It's like I'm catching up on subscribers on that guy, and he's getting all his hands on every single ski that's coming out, and he's not really growing. So, I mean, it's obviously showing what he's doing if something's wrong. That's just me speaking the truth. So, some people are like left in the past of how you do stuff. I don't know. Yeah, and Rob says, glad you can't be bought by Sea-Doo. They're talking Watercraft Journal. You go on his website, and they show basic plans of how people are paying advertisement, and you got Sea-Doo paying and all those people paying. And how could you speak honest about the guy and to be truth? You watch all the guy's videos. What brand ski does he own? What's his personal ski? That's kind of confusing. And then Chip Douglas says, I've been reading comments from the Watercut Journal post, and they replying yes and no, and a lot of conspiracy theories. To me, the thing about the guy is what's not legit. Like, let's say Yamaha showed me everything right now. It's don't tell anybody. I wouldn't tell you guys. I mean, it's just the facts. If they tell me it's something protective info and stuff, I can keep a secret. For somebody leaking stuff before it, I mean, the reality is all the dealers, nobody's going to be physically seeing it. All the dealers have to be seeing videos being sent of what's going on. There's no like a bunch of people being there. And the funniest thing is, like, you got the Watercraft Journal 1 year, he's like, Sea-Doo, the best ski ever made. And the next year it's Yamaha and it's this and that, and nothing's really changed. And he's just not, I don't think it's an honest review. That's just my opinion. It's Bauer. Do you think you would go back to Lake Geneva? Definitely. I might head back up there before summer ends. Got some new stuff I'm installing in the SXR, and I think it's time to head back there. Head back to Silver Lake. I miss going there. Bates says, I got my haterade next to me right now. I'm ready to TP consume the portion too. Ready. I have fire trucks, man. It's like, who knows what's going on outside. You just hear the wind getting louder. Yeah, all this Chip Skis don't want to be promoting all these people, man. I'm not speaking names of this. We're gonna have to start blocking comments, man. This is you're in the Beowulf Nation. We're not those other people. Like, they're not honest reviews. Like, I wouldn't want to be like, if Sea-Doo contacted me and said review this, I wouldn't even want to do it. I'd be like, forget it, man. It's not even interested. Like, to me, I'd rather ride fast skis, like the handle cool. I wouldn't want to ride I mean, if it was what it is, but I mean, that's just me. Rob said, what are your thoughts on the crazy used market seeing 5+-year-old skis selling on their MSRP? Well, the problem is it's huge demand and used skis right now. It's the hard thing, we don't even know what inventory is going to be coming up once stuff gets released. Russell says, also really want to get into stand-up. Honestly, always been on sit-downs. What would be a decent, cheap stand-up to see something I'll enjoy before I throw a bunch of cash at a new one? I wouldn't even say that. Like, when I bought mine, I didn't even buy it new. I bought it used. So look around what you want to get. See what the maintenance is. There's a big difference between a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke. And what you might need to be doing maintenance-wise. But, like, shop around and see what's out there. Find one that has a trailer. I don't know. Chip Douglas. Yeah, but I'm talking about real info. I think I've watched some of those videos, and I don't think it's real info. I think it's like, it looks like a script, like somebody said what to say. That's just my opinion. But, I mean, the reality is, if like I just getting at, if somebody knew something really what's going on, why would they spoil it before it even gets to it? I mean, they would be the prime mate. He doesn't know anything. That's what it could be like. He's just trying to build a hype wheel. My stuff, anything I've been told, I've said it. So I mean, Chip said, "What are we supposed to do to try to find out new unreleased info?" It's definitely hard because it's like, uh, is like cars, for example. Like there's all these spy shots today. Some test mule Jeep Grand Cherokee, right? Well, they have to do. The government requires them to do like all these different climates to test, so they're seen. When a new ski comes out, they could just have a private lake, and we never even know about it. I mean, to me, I saw Brian Baldwin took a trip down to Florida. Maybe it was to do some photo shots with the new Yamaha stand-up. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But he wouldn't tell somebody if you knew. I'm not trying to hate any of those other channels. I'm just like, I just think when I watch it, it's so cringy that I'm just like, I can't watch this stuff. It just doesn't. It's not legit. Um, yeah, Chip Douglas is half those other channels. It's the truth. It's just like I don't like. I rather have it be like I've owned every single brand and kind of like I'm really impressed of Kawasaki, like their owner's manual. The engine there, they break it down by what temperature you're at, what oil you should be running in the ski, right? There's like this grade oil, then if you're here, that grade oil. It shows it like they really, really, really tested this thing. It's not thrown together. But nobody talks about it. I really think like the biggest underdog with jet skis is Kawasaki. I think their marketing is not working with those other people, and they need to go with somebody who actually is like showing what these things can do. Like I have a video, I've never done stand-ups. I buy a stand-up, I take this thing out trying to ride it. The video has over like 110,000 views of the first me time standing that up. Where is the video online of somebody who's professionally racing one of these, ripping around, being seen? It's not there. It's not how you sell stuff. And it's like what makes me kind of sick is when I go on, like I really like Yamaha, and what makes me sick is you go on there and they got articles from the Watercraft Journal, which is like, what does that have to say anything? Like, oh, because he says something, it means it's like facts. But then you have like Brian Baldwin winning all these races, right? And where's his review of the ski? He's the one actually racing it. You know, I mean, that's just like it kind of like it just doesn't make sense to me. And it's not like I think talking bad about Yamaha. It's just I think the marketing and how their stuff is done wrong. And that's just me. That's just my opinion. Bateson, C8 Corvette. Thoughts? Question mark. I think it's really cool. I just don't see myself owning a sports car again anytime soon. I live in hurricane world. Right now, I'm in a hurricane. I need like a lifted truck to go through deep water or something to survive. I need a giant like military truck to put all my possessions if I have to flee for a hurricane. I've been there, done that with the sports car thing. And where I live, it's not practical. But I think they're cool. I don't really see a lot of them. I think there's some people spot them around where I live, but I haven't seen one in person. Enough of that one rant with stuff like that. Let's see. Let's see. The Bauer says, "What do you like better, CD or Yamaha? Which one is better in your opinion?" And then I think, who put the Russell F says, "I'll answer for him. Yamaha all day, brother. Yamaha all day." John Judd said, "Are you associated with either Yamaha or Cedo?" No, it's all my own personal opinions. And even in the future, if I did stuff with them, I would still speak the truth. That's like we're like probably like Sea-Doo doesn't like me because I speak too much honest truth about them. They'll be like, oh man, we don't want you saying stuff like that. Oh, don't talk like that. Don't tell people really what's going on. And like, if there was an issue, if I had an issue, like flat out, correct, honest truth, they want to know that. And I've already said this in this live stream. You want to know the big thing that's like why maybe you shouldn't buy one of these? The fuel pumps could go bad, but it's really easy to fix. You spend $500 and buy a new fuel pump assembly. Problem fixed for 50 hours. Nothing to worry about. That's it. Nothing else is wrong. I mean, like, nothing's perfect. Like I said earlier in the live stream, they have an acid battery, could leak acid fumes onto your paint. Real easy fix. Buy the Riva Racing Seal battery. Boom. Oh, nothing to cry about. Oh, man. I'd rather speak the truth. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I'm pretty entertained. I was pretty sleepy before going on here, and you guys got me like I got some energy going on right now. I'm not like half falling asleep here, right? Contacts are bothering me, but I'm into this. Bob says second net. Chip says, "Yo, where's the lake closest Yamaha factory, Georgia? I have a drone." The problem is they're all built indoors and they're put in crates. Have you ever seen how they're shipped? They're really cool. They got these like shipping crates. They put them all in, so you will not be able to see nothing. And I think majority of some of the ones, it could be cosmetic. Who knows? I mean, honestly, and then sometimes when it's something new comes out, it could be like totally crazy. It might not be the best year to buy stuff. But we don't know. XJet says every make and model have problems. Get out and enjoy the season. Yeah, that's true. Except for if it breaks down and the dealers are backed up and you don't know how to fix it, you'll be just wishing it worked. If Bauer answered the same question again, man, what ride's better, Yamaha or Sea-Doo? Russell, answer that for me, man. Appreciate it. Chip says Kawasaki's have always been choice of motocross teams who do their own repairs at their home garage. True. Chip says Kawasaki's the easiest to repair and work on. That is true. I'll have to show you. Interesting thing. So, like, for example, I have shop manuals for the GP, shop manuals for the SXR. You can't even buy one from for Sea-Doo. It's like some hodgepodge disc online that like is missing so much out of their shop manual. It's like really, really hard to work on. So, yeah. John said, will you ever become a brand ambassador for Sea-Doo or Yamaha? Definitely not Sea-Doo. I just don't want to be promoting something I'm not really feeling. Yamaha would be cool. But I'm one of those people, like, I don't like somebody telling me what to be saying and what to be doing. I'd rather speak the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. Rob says Kawasaki needs a brake-like ride or IBR. Never rode, but here their hulls are great on the three. The IBR, I never even use the brakes. It seems good until that stuff ever could break, and you have to be cutting like with a welder to get it out. It's not as great as people think. I don't think it's that great. You got the SXR behind me. There's no reverse. There's no neutral. It's just going. It's on or off, and that teaches you real riding, not a bunch of gizmos that I don't think they're really. I mean, everybody has their own what they like. Russell says, I agree completely. I get stomped by Kawasaki 310Rs all day on my SVHL, which is the same hull and motor as the GP, so I assume same outcome. Russell says, very underrated. LG said, why not Sea-Doo? I'm not sure what he was getting at asking. Patrick said, got ZR2 Colorado as a new daily. Do not miss driving a car every day long. I've been looking, Patrick. I'm looking at the ZR2 Colorados. I would really like to get the Bison edition. The The hard thing is I'm like, I was like debating got in a second vehicle, and I'm like, I don't really want a second vehicle. And I got this like 5 year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty on my Jeep SRT. And then I was like thinking about selling my Jeep, and then I got it back today, uh, and then got it, and then I'm like, oh man, I couldn't sell this thing. Like I'd be like, you get back in the Jeep, and it's just like it's a lot of fun. I actually got this really cool mod coming for it too. You guys will see this. It's gonna be so cool. They got a Pacific. This one company makes a Pacific roof rack that is for only the Jeep SRT, and it's like hooks because there's no rails. Oh, this is gonna be so crazy having a roof rack on my Jeep SRT. Yeah. So it's one of those things for preparing for evacuation. I can get one of those like boxes. What do you call them? Put on a roof. Bases. Bay will check your IGDM. So see what he's saying. He's send me a photo. See what he's saying. Yeah, definitely. That they sent me. Holy cow, man! I don't know if you guys can hear that, man. It is like it's getting a little violent out there right now. Let's make sure. I'm gonna look at my phone. Not to be rude, but I'm just making sure there's not a tornado touching down or something. Like a huge gust of wind came in here. Yeah, bait. He said a thumbnail for the next live stream. All right, and I'll really shine on some people. Patrick says, I mean, other than you speaking the truth, I feel like I go on the CD page and issues or problems are every day, and the pictures of the ski speaks for itself. Laugh out loud. That's how I'd say some of these people, oh man, I totally got some. I think it's all this stuff being blown in here. My contacts are like, oh my gosh. But it's like the truth hurts, and that's pretty much what I think. Bates says, get a Dodge, bro, 2,500. I had, like a long story short, so I had a 2015 GMC Sierra 3500 Denali truck. Black on black. I had BF Goodrich off-road tires on it. This thing was just, man, best truck I've ever owned. Besides, I'm on a Ford Lightning. I've had a Ram SRT10 truck. Best big truck. Had the exhaust brake. Oh, man. Long story made short, I got speeding really fast in this big giant truck on the highway. The state where I lived in Illinois, so you have trucks have the vehicle gross weight and their towing capacity. So Illinois, it's a bad state to live in. Comparing these trucks by the vehicle gross weight versus the vehicle towing capacity, they're thinking I need a CDL to drive a civilian truck, a luxury truck besides that. And I had to sell it because they were requiring me to get a CDL within like a short period of time. I'm like, why the hell do I need a CDL to drive a civilian luxury truck? That makes absolutely no sense. If I was driving a semi truck, I agree. So I sold it. How many people like to see Willie real quick? I hear Willie screaming, and I think I need to let him outside real quick.